I found myself in a pit, one I had dug myself into, a pit of addiction. Hello, my name is Daniel, and this is my story. It's a journey that began innocently enough as a simple curiosity, a casual indulgence, but it soon spiraled into a dark abyss that seemed impossible to escape from. The thrill of the moment, the chase for the next high, the next escape. It was a cycle, a relentless, unforgiving cycle that held me captive. An addiction that wasn't just physical, but mental too. It seeped into every aspect of my life, controlling my actions, my thoughts, my very existence. It was a pit I had fallen into, one I had dug with my own hands, a pit that seemed impossible to climb out of. I was in the grip of an addiction so powerful, so consuming, it was all I could think about. I was addicted to masturbation. The pleasure I sought came at a steep price. A simple statement, yet one that encapsulates so much of my journey. You see, in the throes of my addiction, I was blinded by the immediate gratification, the fleeting relief and satisfaction, but I was oblivious to the toll it was taking on me. My relationships started to crumble. I withdrew from friends, family, and potential romantic partners. I was too busy chasing the next high, the next moment of escape. My work suffered as well. Deadlines were missed, projects were overlooked. I was spiraling, but I couldn't see it. Or perhaps I didn't want to, but the most crippling consequence was the blow to my self-esteem. I began to feel less of a man, less human even. I was ashamed, embarrassed, and fearful of being found out. My addiction was consuming me, and I felt powerless to stop it. Then came the wake-up call. I found myself in a real relationship with a real person who genuinely cared for me. But when the time came to be intimate, I couldn't perform. I was shocked, humiliated. I realized then that my addiction had desensitized me to the point where real-life intimacy was alien, uncomfortable, even intimidating. This was porn-induced erectile dysfunction. It was a term I stumbled upon in my desperate search for answers. My addiction had conditioned my brain to only respond to the artificial stimuli of pornography, making it difficult to respond to real-life sexual experiences. That was the moment I knew I had gone too far. My addiction was no longer just affecting me, it was affecting someone else, someone I cared about. I had allowed my pursuit of pleasure to rob me of the ability to experience genuine human connection. I was losing myself, losing my relationships, losing my life to this insidious addiction. I had hit rock bottom. But hitting rock bottom meant there was only one way left to go, and that was up. It was time to confront the damage I had done to myself and start the journey of healing. But that's a story for another scene. Hitting rock bottom was a wake-up call. With my confidence shattered and my mental health spiraling, I knew I had to make a change. I had to break free from the shackles of my addiction and reclaim my life. The road to recovery was not a straight line. It was a winding path filled with obstacles and setbacks, but also small victories and triumphs. I knew I couldn't do it alone. I needed a support system, people who understood my struggle. I reached out to friends and family, opening up about my struggles. It was a difficult conversation to have, but their understanding and support made the journey less lonely. They became my cheerleaders, my pillars of strength during the darkest times. Professional help was another crucial element in my recovery. I sought the help of a therapist who specialized in sexual addictions. Together, we worked on understanding the root of my addiction, breaking down the patterns that had led me to this point and building healthier habits. Breaking free from addiction wasn't easy. There were days when the temptation was overwhelming, days when I felt like I was fighting a losing battle, but I held on. Every day I stayed clean was a victory. Each time I resisted the urge, it was a testament to my strength and determination. There were also days of triumph, days when I felt proud of my progress, days when I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. These small victories kept me going. They reminded me that I was more than my addiction, that I had the power to change my life. Support systems and professional help were vital in my recovery, but the most crucial element was my determination. I had to want to change, to be willing to face the challenges head-on. I had to believe in myself, in my ability to overcome this addiction. It was a long and difficult journey, but I was determined to reclaim my life. And I did. I am not the same person I was when I started this journey. I am stronger, more resilient. I am a survivor. And I'm here to tell you that recovery is possible, that there is hope. My journey taught me valuable lessons. The path I've traveled has been steep and arduous, but it has shaped me into the person I am today. It's taught me the importance of self-control, the dangers of escapism, and the power of resilience. Self-control is a virtue often overlooked. It's easy to give in to our impulses, especially when they offer a momentary escape from reality. But like a thief in the night, they rob us of our ability to experience genuine happiness and satisfaction. My addiction to masturbation was a glaring testament to this. It's not the act itself that's detrimental, but the overindulgence and the dependency it can create. Escapism is a dangerous game to play. It's like building a castle on quicksand. It provides temporary comfort, but it's destined to collapse. My addiction was my escape, my refuge from the real world. But it left me numb, desensitized to the beauty of human connection and intimacy. It was a wake-up call that I needed to confront the damage my addiction had caused to my confidence and mental health. Resilience, on the other hand, is a beacon of hope. It's the power to bounce back, to rise from the ashes. My journey to recovery wasn't easy. There were times when I wanted to give up, to retreat back into my shell of self-destruction. But I persevered. I chose to fight, to reclaim my life from the clutches of addiction. If you're struggling with addiction, know that you're not alone. There are countless others who are fighting the same battle, who understand your pain and your struggle. Don't be afraid to seek help. Reach out to a trusted friend, a family member, or a mental health professional. Recovery is possible. It may not be easy, it may not be quick, but it is possible. It starts with a single step, a single decision to break free from the chains of addiction. My name is Daniel, and I am a recovering addict. I share my story not to shame, but to inspire. There's a certain power in vulnerability, in admitting our struggles and our fears. It's in this spirit that I recount my journey from the depths of addiction to a new dawn of understanding. I've walked the twisted path of overindulgence, felt the sting of its consequences, and emerged on the other side. I want to tell you, whoever you are, wherever you are, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to reclaim your life, to seek help, to heal. The stigma around seeking assistance can be a daunting barrier, but understand this, there is no shame in asking for help. Our stories, our struggles, they make us human. They connect us, reminding us that we're not alone. My tale isn't one of despair, but of hope. It's an invitation to courage, to resilience, to transformation. Remember, it's possible to turn things around. If I can do it, so can you. Looking back, I couldn't have done it alone. The road to recovery is often an uphill battle, and it's easy to stumble, to fall back into old habits, especially when you're walking it alone. But I was fortunate. I had people who cared about me, who stood by me even when I was at my worst. My friends, my family, they never gave up on me. They held my hand through the darkness, guided me back into the light. But it wasn't just them. I sought professional help, therapists, counselors, support groups. They played an instrumental role in my recovery. They gave me the tools I needed to understand my addiction, to confront it, to manage it. They gave me a safe space to express my thoughts, my fears, my hopes. They taught me to be kind to myself, to forgive myself. They reminded me that my mistakes didn't define me, that I was more than my addiction. And then there was the community, the people who had been through the same struggles, who understood the pain, the guilt, the desperation. They showed me that I wasn't alone, that there were others who had walked the same path and emerged victorious. Their stories inspired me, gave me hope. They became my second family, my pillar of strength. In the end, it was the support, the collective effort of all these people that became my lifeline. It was their belief in me, their unwavering faith that fueled my journey towards recovery, and for that I will always be grateful. Life after addiction is a new normal. It's a world where the crutch of substances no longer exists, where every emotion, every experience is felt in its raw, unfiltered form. It's a world that can be overwhelming, even terrifying at times. But it's also a world that's real, that's honest. The road to recovery doesn't end with sobriety. It's an ongoing journey, a daily commitment to self-improvement. There are challenges, of course. There are days when the temptation to fall back into old habits is strong, when the weight of the world feels unbearable. But there are also victories, moments of triumph that make the journey worthwhile. Every sober day is a victory, a testament to your strength, your resilience, and with each passing day, you learn to navigate this new world, to find joy in the little things, to appreciate the beauty of life, free from the shackles of addiction. You learn to build healthy relationships, to mend the ones that were broken. You learn to love yourself, to forgive yourself. You learn to live again, truly live, not just exist. And with each passing day, you realize that you are not defined by your past, that you are not your addiction. You are a survivor, a fighter, a beacon of hope. And so every day is a new victory, a new chapter in your story of resilience and recovery. A story that's not defined by the fall, but by the rise, by the courage to get back up and keep going. A story that's a testament to the power of support, of hope, of love. A story that's yours to tell and yours alone. As we embrace this new normal, we also look forward to the future with hope. The future is a blank canvas waiting to be filled with the colors of our dreams, our aspirations. For Daniel, the future is about continuing his journey, about growing stronger with each passing day. It's about pursuing his passions, about finding fulfillment in the things that bring him joy. And it's about giving back, about using his experiences to help others who are battling their own demons. Daniel's story is not just about his struggle with addiction, it's about his triumph over it. It's about the hope and optimism that comes with recovery, the promise of a brighter, better tomorrow. Daniel is excited for what the future holds. He's excited to keep growing, to keep learning, to keep fighting. But most of all, he's excited to make a difference, to inspire others with his story, to show them that recovery is possible, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And so, as we look towards the future, we do so with optimism, with hope, because we know that every day is a new opportunity, a new chance to write our own story, and we are excited to see what the next chapter holds.